Life on the railway was becoming difficult. The yards were packed with waiting trucks. High spirits were hard to come by, and the stations were crowded with passengers. It was hard working, and the engines began to feel the strain.
Despicable, began James. Those stupid trucks have been stuck in their brakes with me. I don't know how I can cope with that.
You think that's worse? Get stuck by a flock of sheep like I did today, grumbled Gordon.
What we need, suggested Henry, is another engine to help us.
Quite so, Henry,
said a familiar voice. It was the Fat Controller.
That's why I got in touch with British Railways. They said the only engine spare was a Class 40. Please do your best to make him welcome.
He tipped his hat and walked away. The engines groaned about another diesel coming to the island, but said nothing as they went back to work. Doug was the first to meet him, and was shocked. It was the same looking diesel who had arrived at the yards and got an inspector's bowler hat stuck in his air intake. He eyed the pannier suspiciously.
You haven't changed since we last met.
Neither have you, replied Duck.
At least you're still polished, he sneered.
I beg your pardon?
It's not your fault, but you steam engines are obsolete. We, on the other hand, are unique, powerful, and efficient. Soon your controller will be rid of you kettles and replaced with something much cleaner.
Duck puffed away, leaving the diesel smirking to himself. Later, he told the others on what the diesel had said.
Obsolete? Well, if I were there, I'd bump him to smithereens, with Scotland written all over it, said Donald.
What a cab! To think he would have learned some manners by now, snorted Henry.
I couldn't have put it better, my sen, agreed James. Enough, shouted Doug.
We've needed some help for a while. Now we've got it. If there was one thing that I have learned, is that we must make the best of a bad situation. That shut them up, and no more was said. Meanwhile, Bear was taking a maintenance train up the line, when he saw the diesel with a long goods train.
Oh, look, a high-mech class. I thought they stopped building riffraffs like you.
And I thought diesels of your clan would grow up. Call yourself an engine? You're a disgrace to us all. One day you will get your comeuppance.
The diesel seethed with anger as he rolled away, but I'm sorry to say, Bear was right. Later that day, the diesel was waiting at the platform with an express for Barrow, but to everyone's surprise, he didn't move. His driver climbed down to inspect. The fault wasn't hard to find.
Your engine's overheated, he said. What a way to do it.
I'll go and phone for help. Gordon had just returned from taking a line of trucks when the signalman came up.
That Class 40's failed. You'll have to take the express to Barrow. Quickly now, before more delays happen."
Gordon found him stuck and looking sulky.
"Efficient, are we?" he asked.
"Don't even speak to me," whispered the Diesel as Gordon reversed down.
"Serves you right for saying we are obsolete."
The Diesel said nothing as the guard blew the whistle and the cavalcade moved off to Barrow. That night, the Fat Controller spoke severely to him.
"It has come to my attention that you have said terrible things to my fleet. I cannot stand engines that are rude, troublesome, or impertinent to others. I make myself clear. Diesels are welcome, as long as they work as allies, not as rivals. You will be staying in the sheds until I can trust you to behave."
The Fat Controller turned and strolled away, leaving the Diesel with a lot to think about.